Episode 2 The Young Queen Aelfa. At the age of 3, Aelfa Willer became the Queen of Mercia, leader and protector of the second most powerful nation in the British Isles. A queen so young could not possibly rule alone. On his deathbed, the ailing King Josua instructed the court that Aelfa's mother, Genervia, would serve as regent. Genervia had proven herself a capable leader throughout her marriage to Josua, but this mattered little to the Mercian nobility. Genervia was an orthodox, common foreigner, and her merit could not remove the stain of her upbringing. A year or so after the king's death, the nobility acted out against Genervia. Led by the Bishop of Coventry, Genervia was removed from her position as regent. The bishop took her place. Of course, they couldn't let Genervia remain at court either. She had no position there if she wasn't a regent, and many feared she might influence the young queen and poison her against the nobility. The bishop regent organised Genervia to be married off to a widower duke in the Byzantine Empire. Aelfa, aged 6, was left alone and afraid in a country that harboured 1,000 people who would use her for their own purposes. No family welcomed her home or taught her manners. Only the ambitious bishop and the greedy nobles. Bishop of Coventry's regency was disastrous. The nobles soon grew restless with their puppet and rallied against the vast lands owned by the young Aelfa, land won for her by Josua and Genervia's prior expansion. The court suffered too. Many of the older nobles died, and the rest, finding no fashion or courtly intrigue, moved back to their country estates. The once virile Mercian court became a handful of empty corridors and freezing bedrooms. Aelfa could see the damage being done to her inheritance. Frequent letters came from Greece, and the bishop, without his noble allies, was powerless to stop Aelfa from communicating with her mother. Whatever Genervia wrote made Aelfa headstrong and resentful of the bishop. One writer recalls how Aelfa, aged around 10 or 11, confronted the bishop publicly for refusing her on a number of stately matters, including giving the nobles extra land and blessing court marriages. On his further chastisement, Aelfa allegedly pushed the man through a stained glass window, severely injuring him. Aelfa's reckless actions may be more calculated than they appear. Following this incident, the bishop signed off on many of Aelfa's requests, including giving out land, marrying nobles, and allowing her to choose her own tutor. The Earl of Bedford was to have this role, and would later become Aelfa's mentor and friend. It would be no surprise to learn that this bishop was a little afraid of his violent ward, who would one day take his place. Queen's teenage years were quiet. The Earl of Bedford taught Aelfa matters of governance and virtue, whilst the bishop attended to the mundane matters of ruling. Aelfa began exercising with the guards when allowed, and chatted wildly with the noble girls, making many allies among them. Aelfa showed little regard for the commoners, however. Headstrong and proud, she ignored the servants' children and banned their presence from the keep. Eventually, Aelfa's 16th birthday came, and the Bishop of Coventry stepped down as regent, weary from his 13 years on the throne. Aelfa, in a surprise to everyone, demanded that she not be crowned as a queen at all, but as a duchess. Genervia had told Aelfa all about the true queens of Europe, such as the Basilisa, and Aelfa knew she was not their equal. The title change proved to be a masterful stroke. Aelfa appeared both humble and unique in the same move, earning the affection of nobles both domestic and foreign.